Good morning, everybody. It's November. It's almost Thanksgiving. And today, I say two of my favorite guys in the world are on the show with me. They both have great jobs. Bill St. John with your new website, which is absolutely incredible. Bill, good morning. And John Hinman of Hinman Pies, and everybody knows my whole great cooking ability in existence. It's called Hinman Pie. And if somebody says, "Did you make it?" I said, "I baked it, of course." Nobody believes me, but it really makes it great. I said, "I can show you. I just took it out of the oven." Anyway, today we will mention both of what they do, but we have something I'd say is a serious topic. And too many of our restaurant people, friends, have passed away, where John Hinman has a pretty nasty but funny joke to tell us about all these young guys. However, you started a charity, and I really wasn't aware of it until recently, called Chow, CHOW. I'm handing you both, after a good morning, the mic, because I want you to tell about it. Bill and John, welcome and thank you.
Thanks, Gabby. Yeah, I'm glad that you just found out about it. I'm kind of ashamed I didn't let it out a little bit before to you. I thought I had. But Chow is a group that I started a few years ago when I bought my big bakery. And I'd come back to Denver sober, and I was getting a few articles written about me being sober and owning a bakery and the success of all that, and la 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 la. Great story for you press people, but you know, I had this new bakery and I was going into back doors of restaurants delivering my bread, and I was noticing my old eyes look back at me, and I could recognize that. And I had this thought that you know, I talked my way into my healthiness by being honest. But I was really afraid of doing that in the initial. I didn't want to go see a therapist because the therapist might break me, and I'm totally fine. And, you know, God forbid I go to, I'm alcoholic and go to an AA meeting. So I didn't want to do either of those things. But the truth was I did. And the healing process came through talking about it and being honest. So we had an article come up, and you know, to make a long story short, and I said, hey, how about after this article, 30 days, I host a meeting at my bakery, see if anybody wants to come and just talk about where it hurts in this industry. Not about quitting anything, not about stopping, just have a conversation about where it hurts. And Alex from 303 magazine did the article, and she agreed to that. And a few days before the meeting, I was thinking to myself, none of these A-type chefs are going to want to come talk about their feelings, but hey, John, you gave it a winning try. And I kind of gave up on it before it even started. And then the way the world happened, unfortunately, we lost Anthony Bourdain 2 days before the first meeting. And then suddenly on a Monday night, there was, I don't know, 40 people, Bill, would you say, at the bakery that night? And I didn't know what to do so much, so I kind of just said a little bit about my experience and why I wanted to be here, and then just kind of let the room loose. And God, multiple people talked about drinking, and there was a lot of stuff about suicide. There was a lot of stuff about, you know, just not sleeping and working 18 hours and broken bodies over the years. We had a whole variety of people there, from new chefs to chefs who had been working for 30 years. And next to me, there was this woman knitting furiously, and she was making these little square hot pots, you know, to put on the counter. And she really grabbed my attention because where I got sober in Longmont AA, there used to be a wall of like 5 knitting ladies. and they'd be knitting, and then they'd put their knitting down and profoundly change your life in 30 seconds and get right back to their knitting. And so I was kind of hyper aware of what she was doing over there, and she was the last person to go. And she set her knitting down and she said, you know, if this meeting was bad tonight, this is my plan to end my life tonight. And she laid it all out there on the table.
Oh, God.
And we all gathered around her. We gave her a number. She helped come up with the name Chow. She's alive and well today. And, you know, I just said, well, I'll be here next Monday. And Chow was born. And so we just started meeting and coming up with topics. And, you know, it was a strong group of 15 of us for a while. And then COVID happened. And by then I had it set up as a 501c3, so we were able to take the meetings online, accept some donations, and really get organized. And so we started with a Monday night meeting where people would come make dinner online and show it off. And then I had a group leader come and keep the topic of the conversation going about, you know, loneliness, forgiveness, lack of work, any of the issues that were going on that day. And today, Chow has 5 meetings a week. Bill runs one of them. There's meetings for women, meetings in Spanish. Any person in the restaurant industry or service industry, that includes Cisco drivers, all you have to do is touch food. You are eligible for 10 hours of free therapy with Kesed Wellness. That's a no questions asked, you know, go find the help that you need. But I really thought about, you know, I really honestly got better by being honest and, you know, talking about where it hurts. And to me, that looks like, you know, you break your arm and you can look at your arm and recognize that, hey, my arm's broken, I better go to the hospital, and they put a cast on it. And a few weeks later, it's repaired. A year later, you're joking with your friends saying, remember when I slipped on the ice and broke my arm? Ha, 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 that was terrible, but you're healed. And when it comes to mental health and some of the other addiction issues that we deal with, you know, how do you fix what you can't see? Because where does it hurt? It hurts in my heart. And the only way to really kind of heal that is to start listening to your heart voice. And, you know, and let that shine. And I think within all of us, we have a head voice and a heart voice, and that heart voice is very quiet, and that's the one you should listen to, but it's the one my head always says no to. And, you know, that's kind of the basis behind Chow is to get people chatting and get them launched off to the real help that they need. And hopefully we can help people, you know, one person at a time.
Well,
and,
beautifully said. It's certainly upset me. Bill, join in while I recuperate.
Sorry.
Yes, actually, those are nice tears to see, frankly. Yeah. I have very little to add other than that. I've been with Chow for all these years since the beginning, mostly as a participant, and I have found, as John said, that healing where it hurts inside me, feelings that I need to resolve or emotions that I need to deal with or want to deal with, is best done by my talking about it in a group, not just simply to myself. When I talk to myself about my feelings, as John was alluding to, I don't get very far. In fact, I tend to spin.
Well, I think everybody does that.
Everybody, that's a human thing. And so I let go of that and talk about where it hurts in a group setting, in Chow and at other places. And voila, the next few hours go a little better than I think they might have if I hadn't done that. Then the day, and then the next day, and so forth. And reason I have white hairs is because I am older, and the reason I'm older has a lot to do with me being in groups like Chow.
Okay, does Chow have a meaning, or is it just a name?
Oh, I'm sorry. It stands for Culinary Hospitality Outreach and Wellness.
Thank you. Okay, I was just curious. It's a great name anyway. But,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I think your story about the lady who was going to commit suicide that night is just unbelievable. You
Yeah,
know,
it was.
I mean,
And her story, you know, has changed the world. You know, in that 30 seconds of her talking, you know, nudged the world a little bit, and like, you know, lit a spark. And I was just looking at Bill while he was talking, and I was thinking about before Chow. Bill and I have been friends since, I don't know, 1998, and you know, we've really used each other for that. We've been our own Chow for a really long time, Bill. You
Yes,
know,
we have. Yes, we
we've
have.
always been honest with each other, and you know, and so I would encourage. I was just thinking about this. Get a buddy. You know, if you're find somebody that you can just honestly feel honest with, even if you don't have a everyday social relationship with them. Sometimes you just meet somebody and you have an odd connection. You know, just tell the truth. And not that I'm not saying
better
everybody's
to
hiding.
tell the truth, but
Yeah,
it's
and
very hard to tell the truth the first time.
it is.
I mean, that's where I think it's so helpful for you and to actually get somebody to step in and go that first time has got to be unbelievably hard.
Yeah, and sometimes
the
start
person.
talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the beauty of Chow too. It's like once you hear your story come out of somebody else's mouth, you have this, you know, it kind of unlocks a cipher inside of you. You know, maybe you have somebody in your life that's drinking like crazy, and you're like, why don't you stop drinking? Why don't you stop drinking? And you try to get them to rehab, and they tell you to go, you know, jump a
Not
tree.
on this, yes.
But when they, you know, when they hear their story come out of somebody's mouth, something unlocks, and you become a little bit more willing to hear a little bit more or make another change once you see somebody going down that yellow brick road, you know, and maybe you might want to follow.
And
Yeah.
it could be drinking, it could be drugs, or it could just be plain depression.
Yeah.
I mean,
And to me, all that stuff is like the drinking isn't about the drinking. I don't drink anymore, but I'm still
adorable.
You know, I still struggle every day about getting out of bed, about, you know, doing all these things, doing life, being an adult. You know, I have fear about all that, and I still wake up with it every day. You know, but my daily, you know, pill, so to speak, is to be able to come here this morning and talk about it, you know, and it gets me out the door today. I still suffer from all the same stuff I did when I was drinking. I'm just not drinking, you know, because the drinking worked for a little while, or maybe the eating works, or
Well,
maybe
if the drinking stays, you're gonna die. You know, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what has, I think, been a part of a lot of the young deaths we've had is between the drinking and then adding drugs to it. They just killed themselves. It's a long, horrible suicide. And we have lost so many great guys just locally that it is so sad. So is there something more you want to say about Chow, or do you want to just stop here and give information how to get there and what to do?
You want to talk about the meeting you're running, Bill, and what you're doing in yours?
Well, I think it's okay to just say that you can find out about Chow by going online to chowco.org, CHOWCO for Colorado, chowco.org. And there's just tons of stuff there. Just click on meetings and find a meeting that you might be able to attend virtually, like the one that I do attend on Monday nights, or even in person. There's some listed there. If you don't live in Denver, you can find them for Steamboat Springs and Vail and so forth. So chowco.org. And then there's just a other ton of stuff there that you can download or access in terms of workbooks and literature, even speeches that people have given or talks that people have given that are recorded on there. Then there's that workbook that John is showing right now that
John, wait, put it up close. All right.
Anyway, chowco.org is your open door to almost everything that you need to know about and can access about Chow.
Okay. So you have to be in the industry some way. If
No, you don't. I'm not in the industry. I'm a writer about food.
Okay, but
I think John
Yeah.
said it earlier. If you touch food, you can be a member of Chow very easily if you're comfortable being a member. That's the point.
Okay.
So
All right. Okay, for a few minutes on a lighter note, Bill, name of your webpage, what's happening?
if you want to find me, you can go to
I can find you, I'll walk outside.
yeah. Just go to billstjohn.com, BILLSTJOHN.com. That's my name.com. And it's the name of my website is Get Cooking with Bill St. John. And there's just a ton of stuff there.
It is phenomenal.
And thank you. Thank you for the saying that. I am just putting on one place digitally much of the stuff that I've written over the last 40 years on food and cooking, food and wine and so forth. And it's building and it's organized and it's accessible. Next week I'll start.
Interesting as hell.
Thank you. And next week I'll start my Thanksgiving Day stuff. So you'll have lots of things you can look at to help you with your schedule for Thanksgiving. Like here's some good ideas to do stuff 10 days ahead, 8 days ahead, and so forth. Lots of recipes for things that you might want to cook for Thanksgiving Day dinner, the traditional stuff, and also some interesting other kind of side dishes and so forth. Give it a little flair. And some of my favorite recipes are what to do with leftovers, because generally speaking, there are a lot of those. And sometimes they even taste better because you're not in the hustle of cooking. So just a bunch of stuff for you there starting next week at billstjohn.com, BILLST, no period or down. What do you call that? Underscore St. John. Yeah. billstjohn.com.
And it comes out on Wednesday, right?
Well, I do a little newsletter. If you sign up, I send a newsletter email out on Wednesdays, kind of as a teaser for what's going on or some new things that might be there, or a long form. Last week's was Wednesdays was about the oyster and eating and cooking oysters and just stuff that hits my fancy for that week.
Well, you make me hungry every week. Hey, you, John Hinman Pie.
Hinman Pie. I love that idea, Bill, of like a 10-day countdown to Thanksgiving. One thing you could do every day to get there.
Right. Safely, because it's a daunting thing for many people. It's the hugest meal they cook each year. And for a new cook, it's the scariest meal that they cook each year. So this is just a guide to help you kind of pace it out and plan it out. And because there's lots of things you can do as foundations for the meal too. Anyway, that'll be there starting next Wednesday.
And my suggestion is John Hinman.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I like
to for dessert.
I have already planned. My order is.
Your order is in. I saw it.
It is. Go ahead.
Look at her. She's laughing as we took her from laughing to crying.
From crying to cooking, laughing. Yeah.
Crying to cooking to laughing.
Oh,
we
well, yeah.
Well,
I couldn't live without your pies.
Well, let's see. Hinman Pies. We are rocking and rolling. We have salted maple, pecan, pumpkin, and apple are our offerings this year. They are available at hinmanpie.com, and you can order there. And we're having pickup at Lever's Locavore this year on the Tuesday and the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Cool.
Lever's has been really great to us.
38th and what?
Federal.
Okay. Which is a lot easier than going to where your baker.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to find than me. And then pies are also available at Heine's Markets. Sweetie Pies down in Castle Rock. Tony's Meats has agreed to carry a bunch of them starting this week. Where else? The Red Rocks. If you're up in Morrison, Red Rocks Elementary School is selling our pies, and they're helping to get the kids on a trip to Washington, D.C. So they've set up their own little online business. So I encourage you to go there and help those kids. There's also a Boy Scout troop up in Morrison doing the same, but they're kind of more word of the mouth. And yeah, they're best place to track us on Facebook and see where you can get them next.
And
but
to anybody not Thanksgiving, his other savory and sweet pies are unbelievable. We entertain very often with homemade, not chicken pot pie, pork, green chili, the country pie. Blueberry pie will always be my favorite. You make every single thing, and you can order them online, and they are fabulous. So,
Thank you.
well, they are.
Hey, on the Chow note, may I read the preamble that we read? Because it's a really good understanding. And I wrote these ideas down and Bill put them in order for me. And this all came out of the first meeting, but this is
It's
what
a
we
great
read.
way. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
All right. Hello, food hospitality community, chefs, servers, owners, suppliers, farmers, and writers. This group is us helping us. If that means quitting something, it's quitting self-destruction. All that we do crazier than other persons, drink or drug, work or worry, depress or die. If us helping us means starting something, it's us helping each other to take back our lives. This group is a safe place to come and to share, to find support, to hear new ideas, and to create a community. We work in a dangerous profession. There aren't too many like it. Perhaps firefighting and rock and roll come close. It can suck out every ounce of your soul. We generally don't do neutral. It's either full throttle forward or full throttle reverse. Our list is less to do than just do. Sure, we cook great meals or make contented tables, but it's an often mere more, now. This group can help each of us slow that down, take a pause, and reconsider what matters. Come join us.
There's nothing more to say other than I love you both. And it's a great thing. And God bless you. And
Love
I'm
you
supposed
too.
to say, like and subscribe to the Gab, GABB, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, but that's minor. Go to both of them and look up Chow and be well. And I love you. Okay.
Love you too.
Have a
Okay.
Both of you,
Thank you. Bye,
for being
Johnny.
here.
good